Hey, what is going on, guys? My name is ThePromG. Welcome back to a brand new video. Now today, what I'm going to be doing is taking a little bit of a painful trip back down memory lane as I recount the top 5 manga series that I regret selling the most. Now, one of the fundamental things about having a collection of any kind, especially one as big as I personally have here, is that you're going to have to let go of certain things, whether it be to get money for other things in your collection, other things in general, or just to make space. And I'm sure that most collectors, myself included of course, have those things, or in my case, manga sets that you just regret selling when you look back. Whether they drastically went up in value from when you sold them for way too little, or you just really want to own them again and you regret not having it on your shelf anymore. I can relate to all of those. I'm going to give examples for each today in this video, so if you guys do enjoy this one. If you guys do, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more manga videos just like this. Also, make sure to go down to the comments and leave a comment telling me what your personal example of a manga set or a manga volume that you really regret selling is. But with all that being said, without any further ado, let's get right into the top 5 list of manga that I really wish I hadn't let go. So starting things off at number 5, we have my completed set of Inuyashiki by Hiroya Oku. Now you may be thinking to yourself, ThePromG, this series is still in print. Why do you regret selling this so much? And there are a couple reasons for this. The first thing is that volumes 9 and 10, at least since coronavirus took over and the manga market has just been all screwed up, some volumes aren't readily available. Volume 9 and 10, you just can't really find anywhere. So even if I wanted to pick up this series again, I would either have to A, pay an extremely high price for volumes 9 and 10, or I just have to wait God knows how long for them to come back in stock. And the second reason that I regret selling this set is because I am somewhat of a completionist, if you guys could not tell, especially when it comes to one of my favorite mangaka of all time, Hiroya Oku. I don't even know why I sold this set, because if you guys don't know, I really enjoyed Inuyashiki. I think I sold it because I needed like another $80 to buy something else, and then after selling it off, I'm like, well, now I just have a massive hole in my Hiroya Oku collection. But compared to the rest of the list, this one isn't really anything major. But with that being said, the number 4 spot is gonna go to Hellsing 1 through 10. If you guys don't know, Hellsing is a very nostalgic series for me. One of my first ever manga series that I really read and enjoyed. And while I don't think Hellsing is the best series ever, I think I gave like a 7 out of 10 in my manga review, it's still a series that is just dumb fun. And I really would enjoy just flipping through it, looking at the artwork or the amazing action. And I can't really do that now because I actually sold my completed set of these singles, I think sometime last year, for around $100. And I have shopped around for a completed set again just to pick up, but they all seem to be $150 to $200 and even more than that, which is just more than I'm willing to pay for a series that I don't think is all too great, but is still just a really nostalgic piece in my collection, or rather it was a nostalgic piece in my collection before I sold it. And it's just one of those things that, again, I'm not really dying to have it back, but I really do miss it when I look at my shelf and just imagine it there and seeing the gap where it was. I mean, it does have a little bit of impact on me. Now, I could go the route of the deluxe editions, but personally, these singles are just the more nostalgic pick for me, and when it comes to nostalgia, that really overrules everything else. So that's probably the way I'm going to pick it up again if I ever do. I'm not going to go the way of deluxe editions, but it's definitely an option for me, but probably not the one I'm going to take. Coming in at the number 3 spot, we have a bunch of Lone Wolf and Cub volumes. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, ThePromG, are you on meth? You have Lone Wolf and Cub right behind you, completed, right here, so why do you regret selling it if you still have it? And the answer to that is that about 1 or 2 years ago at my local half-price bookstore, there was just all of Lone Wolf and Cub, excluding like the first 2 volumes, all there with the first print spines. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, the first print spine is the one with the chess piece Dark Horse logo right here, and then this one is the second print spine, which I just think looks a little bit uglier. Also, when you have mixed matched spines, the ones with the second print will sometimes have this little color piece be a little bit too much up or too much down, and it's really annoying. And as I've since rebought this series and completed it, I've just been looking for those first print spines, and for some of these volumes, they can be really hard to find, especially for volume 28, which again, I have in the second print spine. That volume is actually getting pretty up there in price, and yeah, it's a pretty expensive choice just to get a copy with the first print spine. I mean, it is a little bit of commitment for something that probably doesn't matter too much in the long run. Not to mention that I actually sold those volumes on Reddit, I believe, for like $150, and all this completed set, first prints, almost no yellowing of Lone Wolf and Cub in these singles, I sold for $150 on Reddit. I was so surprised that somebody snatched it up right away at the time, but now I can definitely understand why. And I know some of you guys are probably thinking I'm crazy at this point. Why does he care so much about the spines? But to someone like me who just really cares about all the nitty-gritty details, everything needs to be perfect, it's kind of a big deal. Also, I could have pretty much doubled my money when I actually sold these volumes for way less than they were worth. And somebody definitely took advantage of that. I hope you're happy if you're out there with the deal that I gave you, and hopefully you thank your lucky stars every single day. Coming in at the number 2 spot, we have my set of One Piece with the gold foil spines. Now, for those of you who are not familiar, I believe that the first prints of One Piece have gold foil on the cover and the spines, whereas later prints got rid of it because it was too expensive or whatever the reason was. And recently, these One Piece volumes with the gold foil on them have been pretty sought after by collectors of the One Piece manga. Now, the problem with that is that I didn't exactly sell these recently. I believe when I had my set of One Piece volumes with the gold foil, I had like 1 through 18 or something like that. I think it was 1 through 14 actually. I believe they went for somewhere around $120 for the 14 volumes, which was not really out of the equation because usually you wouldn't be too surprised to see a volume go for $10 a piece with the gold foil. But I shit you not, like a couple weeks after I sold my set of gold foil volumes, I saw people listing on Reddit and on eBay and selling their sets for way more than I got for mine. I've seen people asking and selling a full set 1 through 23 with the gold foil for like $400 to $500, even $600 at times, which is absolutely absurd and way more than I got for my set, which mind you were in very good condition, all the foil intact. And it just leads me to think, like, why did I have to sell them right before this massive boom in price and value and people actually looking for these gold foil volumes? I mean, I always knew they're collectible, but seems like immediately after I sold my set, it just went up exponentially. So while I don't necessarily regret, personally having my set of One Piece gold foil volumes, I just regret for selling them, or I guess getting as much as I did for them when I could have probably got way more if I had waited a couple more weeks. And last but definitely not least, at the number 1 spot, the manga set that I've agonized over actually a lot recently for having sold. I've been scouring the internet for a good price on this series. If you guys didn't know, I'm talking about 1 through 8 of Tsundere. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar with Tsundere is a very weird, ecchi, sexual, perverted series. I'll just leave it at that. It's very weird, put out by Yen Press, and needless to say, it didn't sell too well, I'm pretty sure, or at least it wasn't in print for very long, and because of that, this series became very rare and has become even more rare since I sold it. First, I'll address price. I think I sold my set on eBay for about $250 minus eBay fees. I think I got like $220, $210, something like that, which is a steal by today's standards because it would not be uncommon for a set of this series complete to go for $400 to $600. But honestly, the main reason why I really regret selling this series is because it was just such a unique piece of my collection and I really did enjoy it. I had to sell the set last year to pay for a semester of college, I needed all the money I could get. And I remember thinking to myself, when is the next time that I'm really going to do a complete read-through of Tsundere? Probably not for a very long time, but as time has gone on, I have come to regret that decision. One thing that I really take pride in my manga collection is having some really odd or unique gems that not a lot of other people have. For example, Sanctuary, Strain, Tokyo Tribes, these things that not a lot of people have that I really personally enjoy just make my collection all the more special to me. And Tsundere was honestly a shining example of that in my collection, and though I had to sell it to pay for college, I really do miss having it on my shelves. I've been scouring the internet, like I said, for a new set to replace it potentially, but all the prices I find are just way more than I'm willing to pay, or they're just in the UK for some reason, which I've actually seen a lot of lately. I don't even really know why, but it's just been on my mind a whole lot lately that there's this gap in my collection being Tsundere that I might not ever have my collection again, given the extremely high price tag. But it's just one of those things that I'm probably gonna have to suck up and move on with in my life. But if you have a set for sale for a reasonable price, hit me up. But anyways, guys, those are the top 5 manga series from my collection that I've sold that I've come to regret selling for one reason or another. And I'm definitely very curious to see what you guys have to say, if you guys have felt this similar feeling of regret after selling something. And I may actually end up making a video on this whole feeling and how to learn to live with having sold things that you regret. We'll see if that video ever comes out, but it's definitely on the back burner. If you guys did enjoy this video, then make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more manga videos just like this. So yeah, this has been ThePromG. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and as always, hope to catch you in the next one.